Hello there. What is going on, everyone? We are back to making videos. The new computer is here and is set up, and hopefully this goes off without a hitch. So we're going to be kind of kicking things off with a Legion video. We're trying to put together a Black Sun-centric list today, and I wanted to do a really heavy Black Sun list, and one of the things is to just run all Black Sun, I would have to do it in Shadow Collective, but I wanted to try and do it in the Empire instead. So we're going to do an Imperial list with a Black Sun, a big, heavy Black Sun flavor. And so that's going to be the focus of today's video. If you guys are new here to the channel, I just want to remind you guys, we are still giving away a lightsaber. If you want to have a chance to win that, all you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. That is going all month long. Also, we're going to be using Tabletop Admiral today. I'll be putting a link to the list in the video description. I also want to thank today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. Amazing full metal tokens for Star Wars Legion, as well as other games like Star Wars X-Wing and more. Head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. Check out these amazing full metal tokens, double-sided. You're absolutely going to love them. They're going to make you enjoy playing your games more. They're going to make you want to play your games more. Use code Crabbok VIP. You're going to save 15% off of your order. Orders that use that code that spend $35 or more are also going to get a free lightsaber nunchuck token. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this list. The Black Sun Enforcers are pretty incredible. They have that independent aim 1, they have precise 1 that's built into it, and they roll 2 dice per. So, again, lots of dice when you start loading these guys up. I really like them. They've got that self-preservation, though, so they can panic very, very easy. So I think we're going to start things off with a Black Sun Vigo. Now, I wouldn't be able to have only a Vigo. Again, if you're using them as mercs in a different faction, they don't count towards that faction's minimums. So I'm still going to need a commander or a field commander. And there's plenty of options for that, but I want to go with General Veers. He kind of leans into some of the same tactics that Black Sun kind of work into with aims and aim handing outs. And handing outs or handings out, or the proliferation of aim tokens is General Veers' sort of thing here. Plus, he's got a decent little weapon himself. So what Veers is going to be running is I'm going to be giving him improvised orders. I think improvised orders works fairly well, considering that I've got the Black Sun and the mercs in here, and it kind of gives me a little bit, it helps me get a little bit better order control. And it'd be nice for just in a pinch. Also want to give him the electro binoculars, gives him spotter 3, makes him a little bit more aim centric. For the Black Sun Vigo, I had honestly thought pretty good about going with something like, which one is it? Inspiring Presence. An interesting thing about this is that I was thinking to myself, what if I put Inspiring Presence on somebody else? Would the Black Sun still be able to use their courage value? Because this isn't just the leader courage value, this is a special card-based courage value. But the Black Sun Enforcers specifically say they cannot. However, I could think about maybe doing it in reverse, by putting Inspiring Presence on the Vigo, and then maybe Stormtroopers and stuff could still get the courage value from the Vigo. But since his courage value is only 2, I thought this was like an interesting thing to consider, but I kind of decided against it. What I did decide to go with, though, however, was Electro Binoculars. I thought this was kind of a fun one. It kind of factors into the aim. He's going to have aim 1 anyway. It's something that he can do. He can hand it out with aid, and then he can also electro binocular as well. And it's kind of a fun option to do, because now this Vigo can potentially give out 3 aim tokens if he wants to take some suppression. So he can be a little bit like a Veers protege, or maybe this is Veers' long lost grandfather, who is actually a Feline, and he taught Veers everything he knows. Like maybe Veers studied, at the Black Sun Academy and learned how to hand out aim tokens, or vice versa. Maybe they're just doing some of the same thing. I just thought it's kind of cool that they can both sort of do the same thing, and I think that that's pretty groovy. Now I do have to start off with at least 3 core that are going to be Imperial in nature. So I'm just going to go with regular Stormtroopers for this particular build. Stormtroopers are pretty good at their basic job. I'm going to give them 2 T-21s. I'm going to add another one of those, and I'm going to do a regular other Stormtrooper. Now, I'm not going super heavy on the Stormtroopers. They're not the main focus of the build, but the T-21s are pretty nice. They're pretty versatile. Dodges are very prominent right now. because for whatever reason, people are absolutely in love with the pikes. I'm not in Club Pike. I don't really care about the pikes, but a lot of people are using the pikes. So you have to think about, you may be shooting into people that have lots of dodges. I'm already used to that. But again, Critical 2 is going to work pretty well against that, plus against vehicles, and it's pretty versatile. And with all the rerolls you'll probably have, again, the Stormtroopers already have Precise 1. If you're handing out aim tokens, well, now all of a sudden, we've got more aim tokens to hand out. These guys are great candidates for it. They get that reroll. They have a lot of dice in the dice pool, lots of white dice. They're going to need as many aims as they can. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got one regular objective hunter here. That's just a regular Stormtrooper unit. Now, in this case, you could potentially go up to 3 units of Black Sun Enforcers, but if I did that, I would have to add Underworld Connections, which would be another 5 points. In this case, I'm only going with 2 units of Black Sun Enforcers. Now, this will not require Underworld Connections, but I still could go more if I wanted to add that. The Black Sun Enforcers, I just kind of have, there's lots of different ways you can build these guys, but I really like the Scattergun Enforcer. Again, he fits into what the unit's already doing. I really don't like the Magdet Enforcer. He's only range 1. I want these guys to be range 2, although it's Blast and Impact 3, and that's cool, but I like this one a little bit better. The Pierce 1 is great. He just fits in with the rest of the unit a lot better. For personnel, we're going to go with the Vigo. The Vigo assigned to the unit because you're going to gain Surge 1 for your Independent, which is really going to help your defensive ability. And you're going... Well, I mean, you could use it on offense too, but you're probably going to use it defensively because I'm going to add frag grenades as well. And then it's the meter, and it increases your courage by 1. That's the kind of the bigger deal, is having that higher courage, since since you're not going to be able to rely on Veers for panic. Of course, hopefully you'll be close enough to the Vigo officer, but I do like this a lot. I like having that extra courage, not losing in action. Again, you got Dauntless anyways. It's not the end of the world. You can save points. You don't have to go with the Vigo, but we're going with the Vigo. And then we're going to go with the Fragmentation Grenade. I'm going to leave the gear slot empty on these, and I'm going to duplicate that. So that's, I mean, we're already kind of expensive here, right? It's a lot. It's 99 points for these guys. Boom. All right, we're adding 2 of them. All right, so that gives us 5 core total. But one of the things that is the kind of the weakness of the Black Sun Enforcers is that they have a hard time outside of range 2. And so I want some things that are going to help them get into range 2. And a fun way to do this, since I kind of personally stopped buying doubles of everything a while back, like especially with the bigger vehicles, I have a single lat and a single Gav tank. So I figured, hey, let's put both of these in there. Boom, boom. Okay, and let's use them because not only are the lat and the Gav tank great delivery platforms for somebody like Black Sun, they're also shooting options. So we'll start with the lat LE first. Again, it's got armor, so it's going to be great for that. It's got twin laser cannons. We're going to give it the high energy shells, which are the cheapest option here. I'm trying, again, vehicles are expensive. Heavy vehicles are heavily expensive. But this is going to give us some high velocity. It's also going to work against the dodge heavy meta. High energy shells is going to be kind of cool for that. I'm not putting anything else on there right now. If you wanted to make this list a little bit more tech-wise, you could consider dropping Veers and putting a field commander on there, things like that. There's different things you could look at doing, but I think this one is going to be kind of a mix of trying to make some tech work and also having fun, because having some vehicles out there, having 2 vehicles is really fun. You don't always have to run 2, but might as well run 2, right? Our tank, we're going to put the Imperial Elite Hammers pilot on there. I love this on this guy. I love the Hammers pilot is just incredible. It's surge to hit when you didn't have it already. Hopefully you'll have enough aims that it won't be a deal breaker, but here's somebody that maybe doesn't need, like, crucially as many aims because of the surge to hit. Like the Lat LE might need the aims a little bit more, and those Stormtroopers might need the aims a little bit more and stuff like that. So that's good. We're going to give him the RT-97C rifle pintle, 4 extra dice. It's not fixed front or anything like that, so it's a good dice pool at range 4. And if you do have those aims, those white dice are going to be really good candidates for it. That is bringing us up to 797. Last thing we can do is we can toss on something, or we can use a bid if we want. But what I will do is I'll just toss on something. Since this is my regular Stormtrooper, I'm going to put Recon Intel on him. and he's going to go for the objective, right? He's going to go out farther and be kind of the tempting, like, oh, do you want to shoot this guy? He's closer. You know, you can put it anywhere. You can put it on regular, or maybe a T-21 is a smarter move. We're just going to put it on him for right now, so he's got something, so he doesn't feel too left out. All right, 799. That's the list. We have command cards to think about. So let's come on. We'll talk about the second part of this list. Now, command cards is always interesting. I happen to like all of Veers's for this list. Maximum firepower is just a good all-around card. I love it. It's great. We'll use it. Evasive maneuvers, 2 vehicles. It's a 2-pip, and it gives them something good. Like, this is a good early card. Like this, you know, maximum firepower is a good turn 1 card, but so is evasive maneuvers. Either a good turn 1 or turn 2 card. But I like this card as well. Imperial Discipline, one of the best command cards that are out there. Again, Veers plus 2 other units. It lets people recover. This is going to be really good for the Lat LE. It's going to be really good for anybody who happens to have some suppression. This list isn't built specifically for this card, so I don't have a whole lot of other recovery specific items, but it's a good card. What I'm left with is what are the other 3 cards that I'm going to use. We do have our basic cards like Ambush and Push and Assault, which are nothing special, no frills, but they can go anywhere. We also have some of the new stuff like Coordinated Fire is pretty cool. This works into the aim token things. This one's cool, but again, it's issuing 3 core units, and I don't like this card for this build because I want my Black Sun not to have face-up orders. So as soon as I lose a Stormtrooper, this card starts to lose value. So I'm not super crazy about that. Discretion is okay. I feel like Assault is going to work a little bit better because I may be wanting to give stuff to vehicles, and Assault is going to be the most flexible out of everything. Or maybe I'll want to do like 2 commanders in a vehicle or something like that. And now, as far as our 2-pip, Push is also very flexible, but in this case, I really like Pinned Down. I have 2 heavies. This is a 2-pip. Again, I'm usually going to want to give the heavies orders, and so this is a great card. It puts tokens back into the pool. They can split fire. I can put lots of units orders back into the pool. This is good against fire support. It's good against lots of just nasty cards that exist out there. So I like this one quite a bit. And for our 1-pip, we've got Covert Observation, which is a decent enough card, but it's not really going to work in this build because we don't have any operatives or special forces. We do have Ambush, which always works, but in this case, I kind of like Ploy. Ploy, and it's a good way to kind of use one of the new cards, so I think we're going to go with Ploy. It's a great one for the Black Sun to be able to use. I choose one of the order tokens and place it face down on this card, and so it allows me to kind of have a little bit of extra flexibility and still have the option to activate a Black Sun early without having to have it issued to the unit right away. It kind of does what improvised orders is doing for me, and so I kind of like that. I kind of like that card a lot. And so those are the command cards. As far as battle plan cards, I think your standard vehicle kind of ones are going to be good. I think Bombing Run could work pretty well in this one. I don't have 3 vehicles, but 2 vehicles is still pretty good. I've got key positions, which would be nice to hold the middle. I can definitely get people in position for that. We also have, I think Breakthrough is going to work pretty well. I got vehicles that can drop people off, and get across the map pretty quick. And then Recover the Supplies can definitely work. I can easily get to a place, recover something, and then claim it and get away. So that should be something that works fairly well. For deployments, I like Major Offensive. It's one that I usually always pick. I also usually always pick Battle Lines, especially with vehicles. Rollout is an obvious choice here, so we're going to put that one in. And then I think Danger Close for the Black Sun, since they're so deadly, we can maybe erase a couple of units very early, and I think that'd be a real fun one. So. That is that. As far as conditions, I like limited visibility since I've got a pretty close range army here. I think limited visibility would be a good option. It does kind of restrict my vehicles shooting that range 4 stuff right away, but it's worth it. It's especially if it's going to stop snipers. We've got Supply Drop, which is a good option here. I think hostile environment is a good option, and then I'll put clear conditions for the fourth, just because I'm not super feeling any of the other ones. Minefield could potentially work also, you know, but you know, I'm okay with these. I'm okay with these options. I like them. That's the whole build, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and put a link to this in the video description below. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Have you been, you know, tell me about how your Battle Force games have been going, how your Shadow Collective games have been going. I want to hear more from you guys about what kind of Legion you've been playing lately, and let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to join our Discord, too. We got a fantastic Discord painting competition, and I'll be getting to that very, very soon. That's almost up, so you don't want to miss out on that. And again, big thanks to everybody that helped, you know, get me back on my feet. I saw a lot of you guys out at Gen Con, you know, getting the new computer set up has been an absolute blast. It's been wonderful, and I'm so blessed. Thank you guys so much for all of your help. I want to thank you all. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing and help make this channel possible. Thank you for your continued support. I will talk to you later. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Always wash your socks. So say we all. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.